Welcome to episode 58 of the Slab podcast, where the grades matter and there are no rules. How you doing, Professor Oak?
What's up, boss man? How are you? I'm fantastic, busy, full of joy in life. What about you?
Same, man. It's been a long 2 weeks off. Appreciate everyone bearing with us. I had a lot of homework. Got pretty much God slapped by an increase in the amount of work that was required by me week over week. So got caught up, fully ready to go. I'm glad to get back into it. So
You said
exciting
you had
times.
some snow too, right?
Yeah, it snowed yesterday too. Yeah,
We were, I
not great.
think, 89. I think my car said at the weekend.
Yeah.
It's been hot the past week. It's been way into the 80s. So when you said that, I was like, what?
Yeah.
That I couldn't even imagine it. The same country at the same time. That happening.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, my
crazy.
coworker she lives not too far from me. She got an inch and a half of snow that stuck to the ground. I didn't get any of that, thank God. But
In March.
Denver, though, got smacked. They had
Really?
feet of snow. Feet.
No way.
A few, I heard 3-4 feet or something like that. So
Oh my God. I didn't know
that's
that.
what I heard. Somebody let me know down below, but at least somebody said that. I don't know why you'd lie about that, but somebody told me that, which is crazy.
Yeah, that's hard to comprehend. It's like we were at the pool on Sunday swimming, getting sunburned. It was nuts.
That sounds phenomenal. Phenomenal.
Soon.
So, yeah. I'm knocking on. I'm excited. It's coming up quick. Last week we had a 4-way tie for the spicy comment, which I think was a first in the history of this channel. And it was a bunch of legends, of course, a bunch of legends. So we had Fat Belly Collects, you, me, and Catch 'em All Collectibles. But we're gonna skip his comment because his comment was literally just taxes. The last video we talked about taxes. If you want to listen to more videos about taxes, go check out Dan's channel. He will hook you up with the tax videos. He's been pumping them out, 4+ hours of content. Go check it out. But I'll leave it to Dan. But Fat Belly Collects, appreciate you stopping in, leaving a comment. He had said, and just a reminder, at the end of the video, we're doing the giveaway, but he had said the magnet goes harder than the card. He ain't got no effing love for Yu-Gi-Oh, bro. Like the absolute blatant disrespect for this 14-cent magnet. Which one do you like more? Are you biased?
Anyway, next comment was me. Hoke said,
Whoa.
Pokemon won't give us old games ever again.
I guess I'm not even gonna comment on it. Fuck it. It's in the wind.
Hang on, I will tell you. You at the end of your video that you just did, you showed a couple that were like super sparkly, and I was like, "Whoa!" They're like right at the end. You were showing a couple, and I was like,
"Yeah,
okay, they look pretty cool." But I think the thing for me with Yu-Gi-Oh cards is they look cool. I think I don't understand them because I watched the show, but I never collected the cards. Never had the cards as a kid. And I don't remember 90% of the cards. I don't remember them in the show. I don't even know if they are all in the show. I just don't have the context behind it. That's all it is for me.
Yeah. This one is definitely from the anime. Gate Guardian has for sure. He's a big player.
Yep.
Very iconic card from the anime. So kind of dusted on that one, bud.
I love the pattern. It's got a cool pattern on it. It is. It's cool.
Yeah.
It's a cool card.
Yeah, it's kind of like, I don't know what to call it, but it's got 3 pieces that come together to form one giant beast. And he's got more attack than the Blue Eyes White Dragon at 3750. So that's how you know he's a freaking tank, dude. He's a tank.
Yeah, it must be huge.
Big old boy. Big boy. But yeah, go ahead with your spicy comment.
Mine was really emo. It's like Pokemon won't give us old games again. I just want to play one of the really old games. It would be really
What's
cool to. I don't
what's the
know.
oldest game
Yeah,
that's out
I mean,
available?
on
I don't even have a
Switch,
clue.
I don't. Sun and Moon, maybe. I don't even know. Honestly, I looked. It's been months. I looked on it. I don't even know where I'll put it. It's dust gathering dust on a shelf somewhere, I think. But none of the actually old games are on there.
Are you
None of
you're
them.
talking about inside the Switch in like the Nintendo shop, like
Yeah,
digital downloads?
yeah,
Yeah. So didn't they just do Pokemon trading card game?
yeah. I downloaded that. I played that for a while. That was nostalgic and fun. Yeah, that was the last one I
So
played.
why would they do that, not the other ones? You think that doesn't make sense to me?
I just feel like so many people would buy that.
Yeah, it'd be like it probably it
I
would
mean,
probably dampen the sales of all the new releases. It
maybe
would.
I don't know.
The new release people are like, please don't release a new Pokemon game. Please don't release another vintage Pokemon game. Like they're probably like, it's like people that release albums the same year as Taylor Swift. They're like, well, I guess I'm not going to win a Grammy this year. Like,
You're right, but you still got a fan base. You're still gonna sell some. Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like so many people want that. So many. Everyone says it. So much
it'd be cool.
opportunity there.
And when you
Yeah.
played that on the Switch, is there fast forward at all? Because my issue with that game, you can run kind of fast, but just the
Mm.
gameplay so effing slow.
Yeah,
It's
doing each
brutal.
individual thing, it was taking a while to like make any progress, honestly. Yeah, and
It's
it had been so long since I played that I forgot about like the moving around and like doing each place and stuff. So it was like, oh god, I completely forgot about this because all I could remember was the actual gameplay part, like the battle part. And yeah, it was fun, but it's not the same as Yellow or Crystal or one of those other ones.
Do you think is that the first ever video game where you rip digital packs of trading cards?
Yeah, it's gotta
It's
be
got to
right.
be, right? I think it is. That's because it was nostalgic as hell. Me ripping laboratory packs and some of those other like classic whatever. I forget what the names of them were, but I remember the Mewtwo lab packs specifically. Nothing like we ever saw in North America, but it was very nostalgic ripping those packs and seeing a Snorlax at the top of the list because the hit was like always at the top. So it was cool.
Yeah, I can't think of anything else even close to
Somebody
it. But
needs to make it. Go
I
ahead.
didn't have loads of games though. I didn't have
Yeah,
like a whole collection, a whole box full of all the different Game Boy games. I only had a few, and they were pretty much Pokemon.
yeah. Somebody needs to make a video of like a timeline of like digital pack or crate openings to see like the evolution from like that game up to modern day Fortnite or whatever the latest and greatest is. That'd be pretty interesting to kind of see
A
that
little bit
evolution.
of
It'd probably be a pretty successful video if I had to guess.
oh yeah, a little bit of FIFA
Might exist.
drama mixed in.
Madden, FIFA,
Hmm.
getting
Yeah,
the player packs.
tut tut.
Uh, yeah. So that was a good spicy comment. My spicy comment was neckbeards are lazy. I was shocked. And
Not today.
in honor of that comment, I grew mine out for you guys. It's got a little stubble down there, just to show you. But yeah, even me when I wake up in the morning and I see it, I'm like, dude, it's got to go. Like somebody's gonna see it. Like you're being lazy. You can see like it's just growing out and around. Takes 2 seconds to clean it up. I did honestly. I was like, I got this going on tonight. I'm not gonna shave it just so I can show you what I'm talking about. And it's just
Yeah,
the extra fur under there.
I think you look
Um,
manly.
yeah, I mean the beard's massive right now. It's got to go, but Yeah, it's
I
when
like
I
it.
see it, I'm like, damn, this dude didn't have 20 seconds to line his shit up. Like, that's the easy part. Getting rid of the neck beard, lining this up, tapering it. This is the hard part, but just cleaning up the bullshit. Like, come on, dude. Like when I see that in anybody in the workplace, I'm like, all right, bud, come on. It's like somebody having old dingy shoes and they're in working in the office.
Okay, so let's carry this thought on a little bit. Players, we've got Pokemon players, Yu-Gi-Oh, Magic, I don't know, Flesh and Blood, like whatever. Little corner. Which player is most likely to have it?
Magic, the Gathering, 100%. They're the oldest on average, then Yu-Gi-Oh, and then Pokemon. In that order. Flesh and Blood, I have no clue. I feel like Flesh and Blood is like a mixture of Yu-Gi-Oh and Magic the Gathering players. So,
Yeah,
but I'm just going to exclude those. But people that play Lorcana don't have beards.
literally.
Pokemon, in that order. Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, Magic for sure. Neckbeard, City. If I saw a clean-shaven dude sitting down playing Magic, I'd wonder
Be worried.
what the hell. I'd be like, damn, he's a serial killer.
Insider. Yeah.
Like if the dude's sitting down, just clean cut, like just looking like $1 million.
What's the employee?
Yeah, that'd be pretty funny. It'd
I
be
think
weird
I'd say-
seeing somebody smell that good too. So
Yeah, I think I'd say the same for the order. I think
Yeah.
I think I agree.
nailed it with the Lorcana, no beards. Yeah,
Yep.
shout out to BB.
Wait, I don't play Lorcana, by the way.
Yeah, you do. You lying son of a bitch.
I looked in
Invested in Lorcana.
I looked in the store the other day and I couldn't see any. Couldn't find it, which I was
No
surprised.
Lorcana.
I thought it was everywhere. I thought it was like super like mega printed, and they didn't have any. It's Target.
Yeah, that's crazy. Nah, I guess I haven't seen it at Walmart and stuff lately.
Shout out Dockside. It's a comic store down in Sarasota, Florida. It's about, I'd say, probably an hour or so, depending on traffic from me. But yeah, I need to get someone to make a store near me, so I actually have a game store where I can hang out and buy stuff instead of scrounging Target to try and find Lorcana. What does the world come to?
You should open one now that you're working part time. Shit.
I looked at locations this morning. Actually,
Did you
but
really?
No. Yeah, I was. It's been like 2 hours.
2 hours? Yeah. My God, that's funny. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So yeah, Professor Oak's lab is coming to a Florida location near you. Apparently,
It's a fantasy currently. I'm fantasizing, but you never know. Who knows? You got a spicy topic for next week?
Oh yes. There's only one real way people should be selling on eBay, and that is with or best offers, buy it nows.
Okay.
100%. Need the best offers. What about you, boss?
You should never sell a low pop card yourself.
Everybody, leave the spicy comments down below. Those are pretty good ones. Those are probably the best ones we've had in a minute, I feel like. Yeah, so shout out to us. That's pretty good. That's pretty good coming up with those.
I kind of want to talk about them both right now, but yeah, let's leave it. Let's leave it up.
We'll talk about it when we tie in 2 weeks, because next week we will both be on vacation. So
wah, wah.
Yeah, it's just the way it goes. People appreciate you continuing to love us and support us. Thoroughly enjoy it.
You'll have to replay it next week.
Yeah, and I notice that happens all the time. Like, we'll upload a video Like, for example, the last upload was 2 weeks ago, whatever it was, and then it'll get whatever 70% of like the final views, and then we'll get another 30% increase the next Wednesday. Like, because more people like, oh, did I see this episode? Oh, I must have missed this one. Watch it, and it's pretty funny. So yeah, averages to be right around like 150 views, so works out pretty good.
You understand the data a lot better than I.
Nah. So I didn't have a freaking clue. There's a new Pokemon set dropping nowish called Temporal
Friday.
Forces. Is it Friday though? Because everybody is selling it right now. TCA
Just
Gaming's ripping it.
the
Everybody. I saw
stores.
everybody selling.
Yeah, distributors send it out early so that they can do games and all pre-release stuff and whatever. But it does seem like like you're right. It seems like they're sent out more. Like it seems to be more prevalent for some reason. This set the whole like early delivery
street
aspect.
date.
Yeah. So I don't know if that's good or bad. I don't know how I feel about it. But I'm a rule follower. You know that we've talked about this, right? Friday should be the day that the public should be able to get it, but you can't deliver that to the store Friday morning. Expect them to just instantly have everything prepared and out and on the shelves and posters up. Like they need to get it early to get set up, and so they know what they're getting, and they know that nothing's damaged and all the rest of it. So I don't know, a few days before, I guess I would think right about now, but yeah, surprising seeing so many people ripping it and making videos already. I guess they're just, it's what it is.
Yeah, it's strange. Yeah, I thought the whole street date thing was maybe it doesn't matter if you're selling it online and it doesn't get to their door until the actual date. But yeah, I don't know. It's weird for me. Like I think it's better now that everybody's doing it and not just like one or two people. And now it's more of like this is kind of the new street date because everybody's selling it, like
that makes sense.
Pokemon's not going to shut everybody down because everybody's doing it early. And maybe it's not early. Maybe my understanding of what the street date is off, but yeah, I think everybody doing it helps.
Yeah, I can get behind that. I think the only thing that it's like bittersweet because you kind of want to know, is it a good set? You want to get excited about it and know what's happening, and oh, this is the card that I want to try and get. Like there is an element of that, but I don't want spoilers. I kind of want to open it and see the stuff myself. So that's probably more of a me problem than a general hobby problem. But I don't love that everyone's like opening it and everything's all out in the open before I can even get a hold of it. Before I even have a chance to even literally can't even buy it from anywhere. I don't love that. So I'm kind of like shielding my eyes on some of the thumbnails and videos and posts and stuff for the next few days. Hopefully pick up some this weekend, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like this whole Scarlet and Violet block has not been spoiled so much for me, besides like the Charizard set probably, but it's been a lot more chill, I feel like, except for 151, but it's been kind of nice. Like I feel like I could go pick this up and rip the packs and I wouldn't know anything. I don't even know the hits, I feel like, in this new set. It's kind of nice. It is kind of nice that I could do that.
I think there's so many good cards too. Like in Sword and Shield, it felt like every set, like everyone was talking about that one card or that that other card. Whereas it feels a little bit more like there's just a lot of really good artworks, a lot of good cards that are like kind of affordable. I mean, shout out Mason, Cardinal Gaming. He posted pictures, I think yesterday or the day before, of an alternate rare and the secret rare, whatever. They're just the full art, and it was more expensive than the 151. And I was like, what? Like, there's just so many good artworks that are like $5, $4, $3, stuff like that. It's crazy. So I think it's almost like dulled down the FOMO one card aspect a little bit, which I think is great. I think it's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, the character rares or the cheapos that are just they look phenomenal. Like
Yep.
I was trying to think. I don't think Evolving Skies has character rares, right? It's pretty much you hit the gas or you're dead.
Yeah.
I don't think it has.
I mean, you
I'm
have
missing. Is there some in there?
like you have like the fancy evolutions, like their version, but
Those aren't really. Yeah, that was like
there's only a
not
few.
quite to this level. Yeah, there was some.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess the Umbreon. There was an Umbreon one I remember, but
The Glaceon, I
yeah,
remember pulling that and I sold it in like 17 seconds on eBay for like $50. I was like, what the hell? This is nuts. Yeah,
damn.
people love evolutions. That's mad stonks, bro.
Yeah, yeah. I think it helps having a bunch of cards that aren't big money inside of sets that you can still pull and have a good time. It definitely makes it feel less bad when you're getting boned, for sure. Yeah.
So this set this Friday, another thing that kind of like bummed me out a little bit about it is people were saying that it doesn't look that great. Like, which is also kind of a spoiler. You know, it's not always seeing the good cards that's just a spoiler. Also knowing that it's not that great of a set is also, in its weird way, kind of a spoiler, because I'd like to make that decision. I'd like to see the cards and see if I have good pull rates and if I pull anything nice. I'd like to know myself, got my own vibe for it, and now I'm kind of like it has a negative connotation almost, and I haven't even opened a pack. I already feel a bit like.
Yeah, I
Right.
feel that. Yep. Yeah, they're influencing you're premeditating your thoughts and
Yeah, and not. I don't think they're consciously trying to do that. And obviously, like they're not,
yeah.
not trying to like screw that up or like spoil it for me or anything. I think just like being honest, like it doesn't look that great. It just not every set hits, I guess. So maybe this is the
Yep.
one that doesn't.
Yeah. Yep.
I'd like to open some though. I think I'd like to open some still, just see.
What was the last set you opened?
I didn't open the last one. I think we talk about that last week. I don't have the list up.
Did.
I think 150.
151.
I think 151.
So it's like 2 sets ago, isn't it?
Yeah, maybe.
Damn, you just.
Oh no, because because the one before that I did
Pelion Fates, Paradox Rift.
I did the rip and ship thing with Mason for the one before last. So I didn't technically open it, but I did kind of.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. Yeah. Any recent pickups? Get any ETBs or anything Pokemon Center or chill?
No, I should have. I didn't get this set on Pokemon Center. I missed out that day. I was pulled in. I was in so many hours and hours of meetings that day that it dropped, and people posted in the Discord. I just couldn't make it happen. So honestly, I'm not expecting them to be crazy expensive for this set. So I could just grab one off eBay probably for about the same price. You know, someone that's desperate to get rid of it. What about you? Have you ordered any sealed stuff lately to throw in that closet?
Nothing. Nothing. Just my Lost Origin and 151 still sitting in there. So I did pick up I did a trade recently. I traded and I got this. So I traded my BGS 9.5 because I have issues with BGS. Traded that for this, and I also got $300 and 2 alt arts, which was like another $300. I was like, I'll take it. I'll take it. These are valued less in CGC 9.5s, but I could care effing less. So I just wanted the card.
when I saw that, I had to like look. It was like a look twice kind of thing because that seemed like a really good deal.
It is. I mean,
to me.
it only in my mind they're valued the same, but people care way more about BGS 9.5s than they do CGC 9.5. CGC 9.5s are dirty. BGS 9.5s are maybe 10s in people's eyes, which is completely smoking methamphetamines. But yeah. It's a play, possibly. Some people value BGS 9.5s quite a bit, so especially some of the higher end stuff.
What do you think liquidity wise for cash? Like if you were to sell each on eBay, do you think there'd be a big difference that far apart? Because that seemed like quite a big difference.
I would think it would be smaller than $600 gap for sure. My thought, but
right.
I don't know. I've not dabbled in expensive CGC 9.5s at all. Like I haven't even looked up solds. I am not rehearsed in CGC 9. Like I know CGC 10s, gem mints are like 70% of PSA 10s on average. Sometimes they're the same. Sometimes they could be more, but that's really rare. Even the pristines are like weird. They should always be more expensive than the PSA 10, but they're not. So it's kind of strange.
I feel like you got a really good deal. I think you did well.
I was happy. Got rid of my BGS bag and then got the same card, in my opinion, and then $300 in 2 cards. So.
Yeah,
and they're all cards, pretty liquid.
Even if it was a 9.5 to a 9, like it's just negligible, the difference, right? It's such a small. We're talking, 5% difference. It's crazy.
Yeah. Yep. For sure.
Okay. Favorite YouTube video that we watched last week is the one that stands out to you that's been good recently that you've watched?
So recently I've watched a decent amount of content, listened to and watched. So I actually, to do this, I went through searching through my history and was looking at like the last week. And the one that stood out to me was Legend of Luke's vlog recap of Collecticon Dallas. Hopefully you didn't pick the same one.
It was LA. It was LA, right?
Was it LA?
I thought it was LA.
It had to be LA because LA was the most recent one. So that was really good. He did a great job. Awesome video. Kept me entertained the whole way through it. 10 out of 10 do recommend.
Okay, I'm looking. Hang on.
Did I take yours?
Yes, you did.
You're lying, dude. You're freaking lying. No way. You're lying.
No, I'm annoyed because it was the only one. It was the one where I was like, it was actually interesting. I feel like,
ooh, shots fired.
I feel like I wished. Well, actually, I tell you, like, there is another one, but I might be considered biased a little bit. So, in fact, there's 2. I got them saved. I had them up. So, one of them was Bisky's podcast, and he had, well, not his podcast, but his channel's podcast. He had PK on, and PK said some really kind words about me, just some of the stuff that happened in the past or whatever. But I feel like they had a good conversation. But I just really love the way that Bisk is so. I'm trying to think of a really good word to describe it. He's like really open to communication. Like I feel like he's really inviting and like easy to talk to. And because of that, I feel like whoever he has on the channel feel like they can like talk to him easily and like be open and honest. And it's just like, it just seems like such a cool dude. He's like such a nice dude. So it was like really pleasant, like listening to that conversation. And then another one. Also, I might be biased for picking Luke because I sat next to him at dinner once after a CollectCon, and I was a little like, oh my god, this dude's awesome kind of thing. And then yeah, I've been a fan ever since. So there's also that. But yeah, the iFOMO also had UAP on his channel, and that was a cool conversation. Just like two guys
Yeah.
talking shop. Like it was just
Yeah,
like
that was pretty cool.
what's the word, like raw, I guess. It just felt like so real. They were literally just talking about stuff, and I was like listening in, like I was sat next to my friends talking about it, and that was enjoyable for me. They weren't trying to impress anyone or like do anything crazy or special. It was just like a cool conversation. I enjoyed that. So yeah, big fans of both those guys. There's been a lot. I didn't realize how much I'd been listening to, but in the evenings when I'm cooking and doing laundry, and the weekend when I'm doing chores and stuff too, it's just in between bits. Sometimes walk the dogs, whatever, and I'll listen to it. I've been consuming a lot. Yeah,
Nice. That's cool though. All
it's
three of
cool.
those videos will be linked down below in the description. Go check them out. It's good content. So you're talking all of those in. You're probably looking at Beerski's videos, probably hour and a half. iFOMO's videos, probably an hour and a half. So you
It's
got like
longer
3.5
than that, I
hours
think.
worth of content there. Yeah, 3.5 hours
Yeah,
plus.
yeah. We had Luke's vlog. Who's the other vlog that I saw of LA? Let me see. I watched Absolute Gamer Nerds interviewed Neo. I watched Opossum moaning about bullshit. Brody Plays. He was talking about what to grade when PSA hits $10, hopefully very soon. It's so funny how when you go to your history, it shows what you watched, but like also how long you watched it. Like you're there for the same video 3 times because it's long. I had to come back and
Yeah,
carry on watching like the next part of it, and so it shows it 3 different sections. Box Nostalgia, Biscuit Ponga, that one's there. Swami, that's who I was thinking of, the other recap. Swami did the LA recap, and he said he was like crying when he found out about Akira Toriyama dying while he was there. Your Yu-Gi-Oh video, yeah, there's been a lot. Some Marvel stuff in here, some PlayStation 5 stuff. I'm kind of all over the place.
that's cool though, man. I am not gonna go through my entire watch history. Sorry, everybody. I will
Okay,
spare you.
well, we know what kind of videos they are then. So moving on to the next one, USPS is giving us the Diglett and the Jigglypuff. So I was studying macroeconomics last night quite deeply and learning some very, very complicated equations that I didn't understand. And part of it's bigger than that, I can tell you. So part of it was I was trying to figure out, I was doing some research into which companies not did the highest sales last year, not gross sales, gross profit or anything like that, strictly net profit. Like what companies in the US were the highest profit, right? USPS was 4th, which
That's
doesn't
insane.
seem realistic at all. Like completely blew my mind. You had like Apple and Microsoft and like all these huge companies, and it was USPS. So that triggered a couple of things in my mind, which I want to get your thoughts on. First of all, why the hell are they charging us so much for shipping if they're raking in 50 billion in profit last year? There's supposed to be a service to the country, right? It's not supposed to be FedEx, some big profitable company. It's supposed to be government funded and like part of a service for the citizens. As far as I'm concerned, like that's what I thought. But secondly, why isn't there better options? Like, why isn't there like, why aren't you getting more bang for your buck kind of thing?
Yeah.
If that's the case.
Options as far as competition or through USPS?
Through USPS.
Yeah.
It still feels a little like basic, the choices that you have.
Yeah. I completely, yeah. They, by design, probably, they don't want millions of different products on that front. And people are going to they're going to ship a small thing in a big box because people are idiots. So they're just printing money hand over fist on people that walk in there with an item and just pay obscene amounts of money to ship an item across the country because they don't know what the F they're doing. And
Yep.
it helps there's a USPS in every city in the world almost.
I got
Like there's
2.
more of those.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's more of those than subways probably. Like that's, I mean, it makes sense. There's not that many Apple stores.
The logic, yeah, I mean, really, it does make sense when you break it down to the logic of it. Like in the past week, I would be very surprised if anybody listening to this right now didn't receive a letter, right? Like even
Yeah.
if they didn't mail a package out or they didn't send something to PSA or they didn't sell something on eBay and sell it, like you probably received mail of some
Bullshit
sort,
mail. So
which
much bullshit.
bullshit, right? It was an Aldi coupon that came through, but still, USPS made money from that. They delivered
Yep.
that, the provider service to make money. So every single person that I'm aware of that exists and lives in a house receives mail each week, whether it's a bill or bullshit. So USPS is just making money all day,
Yeah.
every day. So it kind of makes sense that they make 50 billion. It's just really annoyed me that the prices are so high with that because that's profit margin.
And
That's
they've
a
been going up.
huge profit.
They haven't been going down, right?
Just did. Just
Just went down.
it was just announced. No, going up.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, it's
I
every
posted it
time
in the
I see
Discord.
pirate ship, it's so yeah, it's what was the first question you asked that you got lost in the sauce?
Oh, I don't know.
Okay.
Why, they,
All
why,
right.
why are they charging us so much? I think.
Yeah, it makes no sense. I mean it does because people pay for it. Supply and demand. They will decrease prices if somebody starts effing competing with them, but USP or UPS is not, FedEx is not, like there's not competition
Yep.
to USPS really. Amazon's the closest thing.
Yep. Amazon even
Prob
uses USPS
Yep.
sometimes.
Yep.
UPS has their whole ground mail innovation thing, whatever it is. They have their own deal with USPS, so they're even consigning shipments through them. I'm sure FedEx does in some scenarios. They probably utilize USPS. You know, they're even leaning on their tools. USPS has everyone on every street. They can deliver
Why
to any street in the US.
yeah. Why doesn't Amazon?
I think I've had stuff delivered through USPS from Amazon before.
No, why can't I go on Amazon.com and print a label to ship anywhere, any package? You would
Oh,
think you would think they'd have their own effing system
hmm.
because Jesus Christ. But
Hmm.
the problem is like the drop off point. Do you drop it off at an Amazon hub? You know what I mean? Or are you just going to print a USPS label like pirate ship through Amazon? Like then that doesn't make sense. But I'm saying like print an Amazon label, leave the bitch on your porch. Like that's next level shit. They're already coming to
Amazon Day.
my house. They're coming to my house every day. Might as well pick the package up on the porch, take it with you.
Yeah, give them a Snickers and a bottle of water when they pick it up.
Yeah. Have you done
Yeah.
that? If you leave the snack packs
Oh
on the
no.
front porch? You're lying
I'd have
ass.
I'd have gators on the porch if I did that. We have so many bugs and critters. There's no way I'm leaving food outside. No way.
Leave a slice of pizza. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it'd be gone in minutes. ever. Do you know what a sandhill crane is?
A bird.
It's like a velociraptor version of a bird.
It's a big ass bird, yeah.
Like 4 foot tall, screams like a literal velociraptor. Terrifying. But they like hang out on my at my door all the time, just screaming as loud as they can. It's super annoying.
Would it be illegal to just if it's on your property, just spike it in the neck with like a hockey stick or a golf club? Is that illegal?
Yeah, they're actually protected in Florida, but some of the northern states you can actually hunt them. They're completely legal to hunt, so it's very confusing. But yeah, super protected here.
Come here, kill one, take it down by you, and just like leave it on the porch dead. It might scare them out.
Yeah. Document it if you do that, because I don't want to get.
Yeah, get yourself a Velociraptor tag. You'll be all set.
I don't want to be extradited.
Yeah, that would be. Hey, bud, why'd you get shipped back from the U.S.? Well, yeah, we just won't talk about it. I'm the first to ever have this happen. That'd be hilarious. That'd be rough.
It sounds like a Florida story, to be fair.
So we got 3 trends going on that kind of happened and still kind of happening. I haven't checked crypto in a while, but crypto hit an all-time high. Bitcoin, others as well. They kind of just all follow suit. All the shit coins, stocks. 401k has been looking for resh. Stocks hit an all-time high basically, and then modern booster boxes also along the same trend curves, similar as those two. It seems this is a pattern. I feel like this has happened before. Every time crypto kind of spikes, stocks spike, everything they kind of move together. Economies powerful.
Why? Well, why do you think that is?
Why do I think stocks and crypto are up?
Why everything has started moving up that way? I'm curious on your perspective of it, because I think I have my own thoughts, but
I am not sure why. I could guess, but it is pretty much just momentum where people see. For crypto, it's weird because people see like, oh, I could just buy into this and get rich. A lot of people want to buy the shit coins because that's where they think they can get the big money, which is why you see those gain any money. Like Dogecoin and whatever Shiba Inu coin and whatever Elon coin, whatever crap coins are out there. Like they want to buy the really small penny ones and then see them like triple in price, which doesn't usually happen. So, but stocks, I don't know. Things are getting back to normal. Automotive's not great still, but things are doing okay. We're not getting stimulus money, but we're like coming out of. We never hit a recession technically to the legal term of it, but it was pretty effing dark. The prices of all goods were up big time, and I feel like it's kind of stabilizing. And people are just, I don't know, spending more money. Some people are converting some of that crypto and stuff, and I feel like buying tangible assets, which could be Pokemon, which helps increase those prices.
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned automotive. It was funny that you said about automotive too, because when I was looking at that graph and it was showing USPS, making all that profit, there was also the one below that said who made the biggest net losses last year. And Ford was like 5th. It was Ford was like one of the main ones in the country that took a huge loss. It was like 4 billion. I want to say 4.1 billion or something last year loss. Massive. And as soon as I saw it, I thought of you. I just remembered it after you said that. I remember thinking about
my customer.
Oh my god! So hopefully not a sign of things to come for 2024. But last year was a wonky year. I think what's going on is do you remember when Hawaii someone accidentally pressed the button and and did the warning that there was going to be like a nuclear war, like explosion. Do you remember a couple of years back?
No.
So someone in Hawaii basically like sat on the button and sent an alert to the whole of Hawaii that a nuclear bomb was coming and going to impact the state, and that it wasn't a test run, like it was a real one, and take cover. Like all the alarms and sirens, it was on the TV, the radio, people's phones, like literally the whole state thought they were about to die in like 30 seconds. I think what happened is, this is a super extreme analogy, but what I think is the whole country the past couple of years, year and a half, has been geared for, we've got a recession's coming, inflation's coming up. So these companies started jacking up prices to make sure that they can make some profit, ready for a recession coming in. They started lowering costs, firing people. You're trying to basically increase the net margin as much as possible, so that if anything did happen, they would, they'd still have some wiggle room there. But what that did was that stopped people spending as much, right? People literally haven't been spending as much. I haven't been doing as much craziness, it seems, from what I can gather the past year or so. Hasn't been as many like vacations and like frivolous fun money type stuff being spent. So what I think is, people are realizing that, oh, there isn't a nuclear impact coming. Like, that someone accidentally pressed a button. There is no recession. Like, there really isn't a big recession technically really happening. It kind of felt like we were creeping towards it. It was moving towards it, but there was no big impact. There was no huge crash. Everything didn't go to shit and people like die and everyone like shut the country down kind of thing. It just didn't happen. So I think people are coming out and like, oh, the sun's still shining. Like, I want to have some fun now. Like, I want to go spend some money. I want to spend my wages. Like, I guess it is safe to come out. So I feel like that's what's happening. People are starting to just play around with some of that fun money type stuff again, and like feeling a bit more relaxed about what's to come, like the future of it, and not even to hold on as much. That's my view, but what do I know? I'm not an economist.
No, it makes sense. The Hawaii thing's crazy. It reminds me of back in the day. You remember the movie War of the Worlds?
Terrifying. Yeah.
So there was like an original movie and then a remake with Tom Cruise. I don't know which ones you've seen, but no.
Both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
the original was like old though.
Yeah. So originally it started as a radio program, War of the Worlds.
That's right.
And they broadcasted it, and then the people that tuned in after they started it, like, turn it on, they're like hearing that aliens are attacking and shit's going crazy. So similar reaction to the Hawaii scenario. People killed themselves thinking aliens were actually attacking, and the radio was broadcasting it because they didn't hear the intro saying. They didn't hear the radio mention that it was an actual like story that they're going to broadcast on the air, and crazy stuff that
would blow your mind. That's the only form of communication back then too. I mean, it was a long time ago. Yeah, receiving that. Oh my God, you'd be.
Yeah, I can imagine. I want to go back and listen to it to see how, like, I'm sure, because when I think of the movies, I think of just the sounds of like people screaming and just chaos, and that'd be crazy.
Yeah, it was pretty. Yeah, that's pretty scary story. Like everything that happened, we studied it in school. I remember watching the old one. We had to like write an essay about it and stuff, and we, just typical. It's like a pretty studied one in school back home. I'm sure it is here too. But yeah, very similar. That's funny that you said that. I didn't think about that, but yeah, it's a good analogy too. But I feel like people are realizing, oh, it's just a radio show. Let's go buy Pokemon cards.
Yeah,
that's what people are doing.
That's crazy, but yeah, could be, man. Yeah, the modern booster boxes. You've seen the prices, obviously, cooking, or no?
Some of them.
Yeah.
I mean, not really. I'm not super tracking everything, but
yeah. not the Scarlet and Violet era per se, but it's more Sword and Shield stuff. Just it seems to be it's
Range
crazy.
like $200 or something.
Yeah, some of these sets were pretty effing bad to open. I had mentioned it in my live stream, just absolute brutal pain to open Evolving Skies, Chilling Rain. Like you are not having a good time opening usually multiple boxes. And that's a lot of money, especially now with the boxes at $700 for Evolving Skies or whatever absurd number. I don't get it. Like that's crazy to
Crimson
me.
I think I saw the Crimson Invasion ETB sell for like $75. Like, who's buying Crimson Invasion ETBs at $75?
It is so weird. It literally people treat it like a market, and you can because it's really weird that it's like a crypto where there is a max amount of quantity available of like
Yeah,
BTC Bitcoin, and it's much less than BTC. Like somebody could go buy out the entire TCG player of whatever set with not too much money. Like it's
yeah,
not that much money compared to some of these Bitcoin investments people make. And they can swing it. Like even like PSA 9 or PSA 8 first edition base set Charizards. Like if you bought all of them, you could buy all of them for like 150 grand. I don't even know what it is. PSA 8, it's like 10 grand. No, it's like 8 grand. You could probably buy all of them for like 150 G's.
yeah.
If you had all PSA 8s, I don't know. That's friggin' insane. Like nobody's gonna have a PSA 8 unless they pay out their ass or probably close to a PSA 9 price. Like it's crazy that some of this stuff could exist and it's you could just buy out entire markets and booster boxes are definitely something people are playing with, which is wild.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what, like, I don't know, like this set coming out this Friday. Like, where does that fall in modern booster box price investing? I feel like it's going to be fairly well printed.
Yeah. I think
I don't know. The speculation I feel like is way harder now. It's way harder to speculate and know what really has good roots because the roots don't even matter. Like you say, Crimson Invasion, selling ETB is $75. Crimson Invasion's got the only good card it's got is Pikachu.
yeah. That's pretty bad.
I said it. I mean, I don't know. It is what it is. It's weird. The crypto going high and rising a little bit. I think that's super interesting because I kind of felt like it was almost becoming a little, people getting a bit bored of it. No, is it down?
It peaked at around 72 grand. It's at 62 grand.
Like down
And
a bit. Yeah.
it hit 73 on March 13th. It's down 11 grand in 6 days. Just wild. The swings. People bought in at 73. They're like, yeah, this is going to 100. Whoa, gone.
Yeah, that's a 15-20% drop. Yeah. Yes. I don't know.
Yeah, it is so much luck. I had mentioned.
I didn't think people were moving that much money in it, like right now. I didn't think there was that. Like, what's causing excitement in crypto? No one's talking about it.
Yeah, the crypto stonk boys are back on YouTube for sure.
They must be. I must be missing
one of the best plays I made. I had mentioned it. I bought some Bitcoin Cash for randoms. Just randomly, I bought it at $270. It peaked at what is it like 490, and I sold it at 470. So I almost doubled my money, and now it's down to 359. Literally
only a few
within,
weeks. It was a few weeks ago, right? That was recently.
yeah, I almost doubled my money in like 2 weeks and sold it. I'm like, and it's gone nothing but down since then. I'm like,
That's brilliant.
got lucky with crypto.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
So now it's just sitting in my Robinhood account waiting for the next thing, which I'm going to mention, which is the Reddit IPO. Did you even know they were going public?
Yeah, and honestly, I don't think they ever would. They made a big deal about that not being a thing like 10, 12 years ago when I was on there. I didn't think it was gonna happen. I don't know how I
Yep.
feel about it.
It's really weird to me. It's really weird because Reddit is where like the GameStop, stonks, and all of that was birthed inside of there, where people were stonk dogging GameStop and they moonshotted it to whatever it went to, like $400+ a share from like $12. So yeah, seeing that's like the biggest major tech company to go have an initial public offering since Pinterest, which was like 2019, 20 something like that.
Mm.
Um, so have you ever bought stocks during the IPO phase or tried or thought about it?
Yeah, I bought stocks for um oh god, what are they called? I forget. They're a blockchain um software company. They help literally run blockchain, create the softwares around it and tools and stuff to make it work. And that I lost like I think I'm down like 92%. Just gone. I mean, literally just
Yeah,
wiped me. I didn't put much in it. Like it was just I just put whatever in
yeah,
it. But still, I was like, oh, okay, that money's good. Like that didn't work as well. Not all plays work out, but that one. And to be honest, the money I put in was the profit that I'd made from playing around with other stuff. So like,
yeah.
it's not really a loss. It was all fun money anyway, just kind of playing around in there. But yeah, that was the last IPO that I went in on, and I've done a couple others before, made a bit, and then they've like gone steady and not done much. So I've just kind of sold out. There hasn't been anything that's really stood out to me that I thought would do really well long term. That was priced low enough at the IPO. Like a lot of
Mhm.
them, I'm like, I feel like you're hyping this up a little bit too much. Are you gonna jump in Reddit?
So I put down my allocation,
Yeah.
and you get allocated if you get picked the
Yep.
way this is working. So it's kind of like people that buy booster boxes from distribution. It seems similar, not the same, but similar. But yeah, I have so much buying power. X. This is the amount of money I'm willing to throw at it. Let them know, and then they can allocate me that amount or tell me to go get effed because they're like, I don't want to sell you whatever number of shares it is. So yeah,
It
I'm kind
probably
of there
will.
just waiting. So it would be April kickoff just to see if it happens. I'm curious. I tried Twitter, I tried Facebook. My buying power was way less then. That was a long time ago. When those went public. So um yeah, we'll see what
It's
happens.
it's amazing to me. What I find so interesting about Reddit. I mean, my account must be like 15 years old or something now. I did the first ever Secret Santa with them. I have the little badge and everything on my profile. Do they even still do badges? Is that
I
still
have
a
no
thing?
clue. I'm not balls
I
deep in
don't.
Reddit like that.
Okay, I have 200,000 followers in one of my Reddits. Like I've been in it for a long time. Not so much recently. I've been pretty hands off, but I was like balls to the wall back in the day. I loved it. I was in it every day and watching it and stuff. And what I still find after all these years super interesting is how many people know about it and are obsessed with it and like in it every day, and how many people have no idea. Like there's
Mhm.
no in between. Like like there is for you, obviously, because
Yeah,
like
I think I'm in between, kind of.
you know about it, but like there's a very wide disparity in the general public. Like you either
Yeah,
know it and you use it and you look at stuff, you search stuff in there, even if it's casually, like you're a user, or you've never even heard of it and you have no idea what I'm talking about. Whereas there's a lot of people where you're talking just then about Twitter and Tesla and stuff, like those people, there's people that don't use Twitter, there's people that don't drive a Tesla, but they know about it, they know what it is, they understand it, they
yeah,
know what you're doing there. Reddit doesn't have that. I'm sure it does, like there is a population, but there's a lot of people that have no idea what it is, even though it's incredibly successful with a huge population throughout the world. There really is, there's people that have no idea about it, which is very interesting. So this might change that a lot going public. That could really shine a light and change
yeah.
things up a little bit.
It's I'm gonna give you the reason why I'm doing it, and it's really because of, like, what I was able to see happen with just GameStop and all this other stuff. Like,
Yeah.
Reddit is, like, one of those things where it's, like, it's a bunch of effing nerds, and,
Hmm.
like, I could see them just like, "Oh, yeah, I wanna own part of Reddit," or just, like,
Hell
it's
yeah.
pretty freaking cool. So, I think for us nerds, like, Reddit is, like, the coolest thing to have an IPO in a long time versus Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest. Who gives an F, to be honest, about those? I just thought it was really cool. So yeah, we'll see what happens and keep you
Is that,
posted.
is this a play or is this long term, like actually
Not long
buying a
term. I'm
stock?
not. Yeah. So I've looked at IPOs and how they've resulted. I've looked at Facebook and all of those, and all of them initial tick up. Usually they like Facebook went first day, doubled in price.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
there was some stupid ones that they just launched off the beginning. So I'd probably be something similar to that, like where I would buy it, let it ride, and then just try and double my money. Basically, is kind of the hope again.
Hmm.
But if it just stays stagnant, I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of tech companies and holding those stocks for some reason. Like, I don't know, something about it. Just seeing the history of Facebook, even like Facebook, just like if Meta's doing that, then I mean,
Yeah, they're in a
yikes.
weird spot right now. They're not like the whole, virtual reality aspect that they don't call that money and time and resources and people into was a little odd. But like they've just done so much and created such a power space in the world, but not really like innovated recently. Like Amazon, they own like 43% of the freaking internet.
Yeah,
Like they're in pharmacies now. Like they have like everything that you could ever need. Amazon is connecting to. What's Facebook doing?
if it's what I'm looking at,
Instagram?
Meta
Um,
platforms, it's cooking. It's cooking right now.
Advertising. That's what they do. They do advertising.
Yeah, they advertise. They're
It's a
doing short form
marketing company.
content. TikTok's about to get banned in the US, and they're going to be eating lunch.
Yeah, that will help. I'm sure.
You
Yeah,
see
I don't know.
all that crap going on with the TikToks possibly getting booted if they don't.
I
The
feel like
Chinese government,
they've been talking about it for a
it's
while.
it's coming to a
It's
head.
it's interesting though because I think there's a bit of naivety to it that they're talking about the data being owned and retained in the US and not being sold or used to other
Yeah,
countries, but that can so easily be done.
and we're back after the internet outage. Coming straight to you. So, up next on the topic is PSA card cleaning, which we both do. We both have a subscription to Kurt's Card Care. What are your thoughts?
Wait, what? I was absorbing what you were saying. Then. I might cause a little bit of a ruckus here because here's the thing, right? We have million, billion, jillionaires buying these fancy pieces of art that they hang They take up a whole wall in one of their mansions, and they pay to have them restored, right? And we also have museums in little towns that have a picture of the person that helped founded the town back in the day, and they will pay a restorer to come and restore that piece of art and have the color and the vibrancy brought back to the portrait, right? So
Yep.
two very different reasons of why, but nonetheless they still changed the art, altered it, as people keep saying. They keep altered the card, altered the artwork, altered the condition or whatever. Right, but it's for good reason. Right? They're not doing something bad in my eyes in terms of the condition and improving it and cleaning it or whatever. I think where it gets into trouble is when it's interfering more so with the actual integrity of the card. I don't think cleaning affects the integrity. I think if it got dirty, you can clean it. I don't think it's that much of a big deal in that side of it. I think trimming and coloring and trying to like add in stuff to fill in gaps or whatever, like I think that is altering, the condition, and that would influence what a grader should hopefully detect, like, but that could influence what they may say if they don't detect it. That feels nefarious. But the cleaning it and improving its condition and in that sense, back to what it was, has been universally welcomed, and there's people that whole careers are legitimately built around it the world over for artwork. So it feels like there's a shame put on it because there's money involved, but there is in every other aspect of the legitimacy of it happening throughout the world too. So, and that's not just paintings and that kind of art, sculptures, statues. I mean, even videos, like literal VHS vinyls, like things like that, like old videos being restored. Why would you not want that thing to be in its best possible condition, that you can preserve it for as long as possible and looks as best as it can? Like, there's a little bit of me that thinks it's okay with the cleaning aspect of it. I don't like the manipulating the physical, altering it as such in order to get a better grade and make more money. That feels a little off to me. That's kind of where I fall. I'm sure people are going to hate me for that, but just clean it. Like, it doesn't seem that big of a deal to me.
So, what about like comic book pressing? Okay, in your book?
Yeah, make it flatter. I iron my shirts because they look better. No one ever gets mad at me about ironing my shirts to look neater and tidier. Like, it does. Like, maybe that equals more money because I look better and more presentable at work, so I get a promotion. I don't
Yeah, it's
know.
weird.
Like,
It's yeah, it's weird what company like what because cleaning is not good at coins, right? I'm not a coin guy, but that's my understanding is like it's completely frowned upon because you get rid of the whatever it's
I
called. I don't
think
even know.
I think there's certain aspects of restoration that can help. General cleaning, if you have no idea what you're doing and what it should look like after being cleaned, that's a problem. But the restoration aspect, especially with some of the real older, more expensive stuff, that's when some of them probably should have a little bit of a nudge towards that to improve their quality, because it's art at that point, and I'm sure there is services out there that do it.
Yeah, so I'm on the same page as you. As far as like if you could take this, if you could take my card and you can clean it, and if you could press it, do it. But yeah, so if you could take like that's a thing Kurt's Card Care does is like if it's got a binder ding, he has a method. He sprays some water on it, adds some humidity to it, squeezes it, and he gets binder dings out of cards. Like it's something he does. I don't know what his service is really. Maybe it's just high end stuff now, and where he does it himself outside of his kit. But do it. If I could send him this deck of cards and he could do it for like, it'd be way too expensive, wouldn't be worth my time. But if he could make my cards like not have bends in them, that'd be pretty freaking dope. Yeah, I'm not a fan, like you said, of altering. So me and you are pretty much on the same boat. And then the weird thing is though, like polishing, getting rid of the scratches, who's gonna know? I mean, yeah, I mean it is bad, but there's so much worse. It's like getting a speeding ticket for driving. I mean, you did bad, you're a bad boy. But there's so many other worse things that could be done inside of this. And like it's only bad if you're caught. With like
Yeah.
cleaning cards, it's weird. Like it's like if you're polishing, getting rid of scratches, and you just put it in your binder, who like no harm, no foul. Card looks better inside of your freaking binder. If you clean it, get rid of the scratches, and you sell the card. I mean, if there's no residue on the card presents as it is. Sell the freaking card. I would happily buy cards that had scratches removed if I got it and it didn't look like it had mayonnaise all over it. As long as it looks like a normal card, I'm a buyer. Like I have no issues buying these cards. No
Looks like a
issues.
dog. Yeah, I mean, looks like a dog, talks like a dog. It's probably a dog. Like if you're buying a PSA 10, you want it to be PSA 10 quality. And if it looks like a PSA 10 quality card,
Who knows? It could have gone through Kurt's card carrier's hands.
even
It
a
could have got
professional grader with black lights and white lights and yellow lights and purple lights and all the rest of it, magnification and gemma data, whatever it is, like all that stuff, like they couldn't even see the difference. It's a dog. Like just accept it. Like it's exactly what you want. If you want a card in that quality and that grade, buy that. Like it doesn't. I don't know. It does. I just don't think it matters that much to me. I'll put my hands up and say I cleaned my cards when I graded, not to this extreme, but when I graded my first ever submission with PSA years ago, it was my childhood Pokemon World Collection from 2000 from Sydney Olympics. You get 9 Pikachus in the binder. Actually, just gifted the binder to Pokemon Wonder as a thank you for having me on. He didn't get the cards in because I graded them. He has the cards. And I took them out and they'd been in there 20 years and they had little black spots and little bits of dust and like they just looked like they'd been in a binder for 20 years. They needed wiping and cleaning. So I got a little microfiber towel thing and I just a little bit of distilled water and I just cleaned them off. Like it didn't even cross my mind that someone would have a problem with my cards being cleaner when they got graded and like not being dirty. Like that just seems insane to me that like someone would have a problem with that. Like what you say, you don't wash your car. Like you want your car to look nice. Like it just seems odd that people have a problem with cleaning something.
Yeah.
Like that's weird. Maybe it's the Yu-Gi-Oh folk, but I don't know.
I don't know. I don't think so. I did on stream. I literally cleaned first edition starter deck Kaiba Blue Eyes.
Yeah.
That's like a $2,000 card.
Yep.
Had some dirt on a bitch. I had to get it off. I'm not sending it in that way.
Yeah. I've bought cards from people off eBay and they're like very untouched, but also like clearly dirty because they haven't been touched. They've had bits of dust and things stuck to them. Like just wiped it off, just cleaned it off. And those cards I got 6 10s and 3 9s, I think. I wouldn't have got that if I'd left the dirt and the dust on, but it's the same card. I didn't alter it. I did not alter the card. I didn't change anything about the card. I changed the dirt that was on the surface. Yeah. You know, it's just not the same thing to me. I didn't physically affect the card. So I can all match it up high. I don't feel bad about it, you know. I'd do it again.
So the reason I think we bring this up is the Victor Wembanyama 101 card recently got cleaned by Kurt's Card Care and graded into a PSA 10.
Yeah.
Wasn't that a PSA 9? I believe.
So he, I don't know if I remember the grade, but I saw the clip of him at PSA after they graded it,
Yeah.
and he did the shout out like, "Hey, thanks for cleaning my card up so PSA can grade it." And PSA's literally stood there like, we don't accept like altered cards, clean cards, whatever it is that they're phrasing it as. And seems very awkward that happened, right? Very awkward. I don't know
Extremely.
how to feel about that.
Yeah, it'd be really weird. But that card's expensive as balls also. Like I just saw
1 of 1.
on PWCC, 1 of 25 Victor Wembanyama cards sold for 25 grand. 1 of 25.
Jesus. Okay,
So you're talking that card's over $1 million probably.
Yeah, 6-7 digits kind of thing. Yeah. Wow.
So that's a piece. Crazy.
Yeah,
Ultra
and
one.
here's the thing though. You go to buy a Picasso and it's dirty. Like, if you got that kind of money, you pay an art restorer to come in and bring it back to its original form. You want to appreciate the art. You want to appreciate what it is. They just clean it. They don't even have to alter and add paint or anything. Like, they don't even have to do a full restoration. You just have them clean it and take off art gets, especially the oil, it gets the black layer that just associates itself to the front. Okay, just take it off. Like, let's see the art again. It's just a little bit of that, but that one, the way that he specifically shouted out makes me think that there was like some kind of polish added, or like, I don't know, something a little bit more than just a little touch up clean. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think that was just cleaning.
Yeah, Kurt's Card Care does usually they get rid of the scratches with their polish, whatever it is, but they say
Yeah.
doesn't leave a residue, and PSA obviously doesn't pick that up. So,
Yeah.
but it is interesting to see what does that look like in 12 years. Does it yellow the card? Could it
Yeah.
impact it? We
If
don't
there's an
know.
actual chemical there, yeah. Yeah, it's a
It'd
good
be
thought.
interesting. There's aging chambers, like you could probably put it in and test it, but I doubt that's ever happened. I don't know.
Well, it's also going to be next to plastic that we don't know how that's going to look in the future. Like, I know some of the older PSA slabs seem to be fine, but we don't know if that's the same plastic they're using right now. If maybe they're using a cheaper one, since COVID, the prices going up. I don't know if my cards are going to be fine in 20 years' time in the slabs. Maybe they will be moldy. Maybe they'll go black. Maybe they'll go yellow. Maybe the plastic will go yellow. I'll have to reslab them and pay again.
We got to quit smoking next to them.
Yeah. I don't know. It's a whole. Whenever there's money, like, there's always going to be opinions, right? There's clearly, like you said, there's a lot of money involved with that card. Oof.
Yeah. The other thing PSA came up in the last 2 weeks, the trim Charizard. So it kind of just went to bed. A bunch of people were speaking on it. A bunch of videos popping up. People's claiming it's a trim Charizard. It looked trimmed as balls compared to anything I've ever seen. But I don't know. I could also see a case where, yeah, it was just super OC and it got a weird cut, but it just don't look good. It looks trimmed. And I don't know if we ever got somebody to do the full measurement. I don't know if Rattle ever did like a A to B comparison measurement of the scans.
There was. Yeah, it was off. It was off very slightly, but it was off.
Yeah, trim.
It looked trim, like the weight position, but also, like you just said, we don't know. Like, one small, literally a millimeter difference in the way that it was cut by a machine. Like, maybe someone nudged it. Like, maybe there was a piece of paper stuck in the thing. Like, you just don't know. Like, there's no way without it being verified and looked at during the cut in that machine. PSA don't know. So for that reason, like, you could say the same for any card. Literally
Yeah.
any card.
Yep. That's why PSA, I don't think they ever responded. I think they're just like,
Right.
this, nobody cares. It's just,
It
they're like,
could escalate into a lot of other stuff.
yeah, they're pretty much, yeah, I think that was probably their smartest plays. Like, I'm not going to respond because then if I do ramp up, it's going to get worse. So if I just let this thing die, nobody continues to talk about it, then it'll just go away, which basically has nobody cares. They don't have to give us an answer. They don't have to explain why it was graded or why they think it's authentic, which is kind of shitty. I think CGC would probably make a statement and share like the test report, but
let's not leave those out. They graded cut cards, OC cards that
scissor cut cards
had actually been cut. Yeah. So is there a way to determine if something's been trimmed or not? Like, I don't know if there is now.
But they also came out and said, yeah, we nefariously, the guy made the video. The gentleman made the video saying, hey, I duped them. Shame on CGC, but you can't just do that. Like, you can't walk into a bank and try and deposit fake money. Like, it's not the bank's fault if they accept the money. You're going to prison. Like, it's illegal. Like, there's lines you don't cross, and it's not something you do. Like,
so that Charizard, we don't know. Well, absolute, like with certainty, we don't know if it was cut or not
until the guy that did it makes a video, but he never will because it's such an expensive card. Like, why would you would ruin yourself?
Yeah.
It would be interesting though to.
That's what's exciting though, right?
It'd be interesting to take a card that's got freaking whitening all over the bottom edge, trim it just like the Charizard, send that bitch in. They're gonna be like, "Oh, it's trimmed." I'm gonna be like, "Bitch, you graded this thing. It's the same exact look. What are we talking about? Like, what's the difference? Tell me. Like, what are we doing?"
Be a good reason to do it.
Obviously, I would never do that because that would be the same thing as what old boy did to CGC, and he has now been banned from CGC and will never be able to grade cards with them again. So I'm not interested in doing that. But
yeah, you don't.
That's the type of shit. Like, it's stupid.
I think the worst part of all of it that not many people have really spoke on is the fact that it got a 10 with Charizard.
Yeah.
Even if it wasn't trimmed, even if it was just that was the condition.
Yeah.
It's not a 10.
That's an old cert though, wasn't it? It's a coin toss. It was a coin toss back then. Like, it's either a 10, either it's like a true 10, or it's like a 8 to a 9. Like, it's
for that card even back then though was that it wasn't a $20 card. You know, it was the Pokemon card. So even
$100
back then, yeah, but still, it was like when it's the card of a certain, genre or whatever you want to call it, an IP that you're grading, like that should be one that's representing that hobby. You know, that part of it. There should be some accuracy there, I would think, on PSA's part, but
accuracy's in the shitter because I don't think I've ever seen a PSA 10 151 card graded by PSA that doesn't have whitening coming out of its ass. So that whole set is complete dog bleep. I've seen a couple of true gem mint PSA 10s, but pretty much everything's got whitening. It is not a good situation.
Yeah, I didn't get good quality on mine.
No, it's like the one of like all of this era. It's been dog bleep.
Yep, quantity not quality. That's how it feels.
Yes. Yep. But the PSA guys, I had seen a statistic they posted on Instagram. They have a requirement for their graders when training to grade 13,000 minimum, roughly, cards before they're allowed to grade our cards. I could not believe that when I saw that. I thought the number was below 50 cards. That seems absolutely unrealistic. Like they just threw a number out there that wasn't too big, but is massive. I don't know. It's crazy to me that they can grade that many cards and still grade 10s out of 151. What do you think?
How long do you think it would take a noob to do that from day one? Because I don't think volume is the only factor that goes into this. I also think like the tenure part there, like how many conversations have they been in? How many trainings? Like how long have they been in that environment? Because 13,000 over a month is terrible, but 13,000 over a year, they probably got very good quality training. So I think that's something in my mind that's going through my head in terms of like, okay, is that like a rushed 13,000?
Gotta be.
Is it we've got to
Ramp
get
'em up, baby.
volume? You gotta learn how to ramp up. You gotta learn how to, or is it you just gotta take your time and learn it, and then that will come? Like, I don't know what the time aspect around it is, and that's the part that I think would give me more context behind it. But it seems like a lot to me. It does seem like a lot of cards. You do something 13,000 times, I would hope you know how to do it.
Yeah. Yep. Sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself there.
No, go for it.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine. Like, I cannot. It's got to be done in like a month. I couldn't imagine them giving them over a month to get acclimated into training and start actually pumping out production. Because that's a long time. Even a month of somebody not actually doing work is insane to me.
Yeah.
So, anyways, so let's jump into the giveaway. I'm gonna throw this up right here. Add to stage. So this is the wheel picker of all the people that gave spicy comments last week, and we are going to pick the person that's going to win the slab and the magnet. Shout out to you guys. Pick a number between 1 and 10.
3.
1, 2, 3, and we're running. Good luck.
Quilly. Oh, I love Quilly.
Shout out to Quilly. You're a legend.
That's awesome.
Well done. Shoot me a message, Discord, Instagram, whatever you want to do. And we'll get this running over to you, man. Appreciate you supporting the channel, dropping a comment.
Quilly's in the lab.
He'll
yeah, hit you on Discord, I'm sure. Cool.
Yeah,
well, thanks for the chat.
Messaged
that was
recently.
fun. Oh, you did?
Definitely. Yeah. Sent him some stuff about taxes.
Oh, nice. Just don't pay it.
Yeah, that's the only recommendation. So, yeah, it's been a good show. I will see you probably in 2 weeks, right? So, drop those spicy comments, people.
Bye, guys. See ya. Thanks for everything.
Peace.